Welcome to part 2 of this self-awareness series. In this section, we'll explore the fascinating world of our inner storyteller. These habitual translations, formed over years of repetition, shaping how we perceive and interact with the world around us. As we uncover the power and pervasiveness of these mental narratives, we'll challenge you to recognize your own habitual translations or interpretations or judgments, whatever you want to call them. By understanding these ingrained patterns, we open the door to questioning their validity and potentially rewriting the scripts that guide our lives. Prepare to embark on a journey of self-discovery that may change how you view your thoughts, experiences, and the very nature of your perceived reality. As we delve into the world of habitual translations, we're entering a realm that fundamentally shapes our perception of reality, often without our awareness. These translations are not mere interpretations. They are the very fabric of how we experience the world. Habitual translations, or mental constructs, are complex, deeply ingrained systems of meaning-making that our minds have developed over time. Think of them as the operating system of your consciousness, always running in the background, filtering and processing every bit of data that comes in through your senses. These translations act as a bridge between raw sensation and perceived experience. When you feel a flutter in your stomach, it's your habitual translations that determine whether you experience this as excitement, anxiety, or hunger. When you see a smile on someone's face, it's your translations that decide whether this means friendliness, mockery, or something else entirely. Our habitual translations begin forming from our earliest moments of consciousness. They are shaped by our experiences, molded by our culture, and reinforced by repetition. Every interaction, every lesson, every moment of joy or pain contributes to this intricate web of interpretation. Consider how a child might develop a habitual translation about trust. If they consistently experience care and support from their caregivers, they might develop a translation that people are generally trustworthy. Conversely, if they face frequent disappointment or betrayal, they might form a translation that people can't be trusted. These early translations then color all future interactions and relationships. From a neuroscientific perspective, habitual translations are essentially well-worn neural pathways. Our brains, always seeking efficiency, create these shortcuts to bypass the need for conscious deliberation in familiar situations. This efficiency comes at a cost, however. Once these neural pathways are established, they become the path of least resistance for our perceptions and reactions. This is why changing our habitual translations can be so challenging. We're literally fighting against the structure of our own brains. Perhaps the most insidious aspect of habitual translations is their invisibility. We don't see them as translations at all. We see them as reality itself. This is akin to wearing colored glasses for so long that you forget you have them on. You don't realize that the world isn't actually tinted. It's your perception that's colored. This invisibility is what makes habitual translations so powerful and so dangerous. When we mistake our translations for objective truth, we trap ourselves in a world of our own making. We react not to what's actually happening, but to the story we're telling ourselves about what's happening. Once established, habitual translations have a self-perpetuating quality. They act as filters, allowing in information that confirms our existing translations and filtering out data that contradicts them. This creates a closed loop of perception and interpretation, where our translations shape our reality, and our reality then reinforces our translations. For instance, if someone has a habitual translation that the world is a dangerous place, they're likely to notice and remember threatening events while overlooking or dismissing evidence of safety and kindness. This selective attention then reinforces their original translation, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our habitual translations don't just affect how we see the world, they form the very foundation of our sense of self. Our personalities, our beliefs, our values, all of these are, to a large extent, products of our habitual translations. This has profound implications for our relationships. When two people with different habitual translations interact, they're essentially living in different realities. What one person sees as caring behavior might be perceived as controlling by another. What's respectful in one person's world might be rude in another's. Now, recognizing the power of habitual translations is one thing. Changing them is another challenge entirely. These translations are not just mental constructs. They're embodied in our very neurobiology, in every single cell of our body. Changing them requires not just conscious effort, but a rewiring of our neural pathways. Moreover, our habitual translations often serve protective functions. They're strategies we've developed to navigate a complex and sometimes threatening world. Letting go of them can feel like stepping out without armor into a battlefield. Despite these challenges, becoming aware of our habitual translations is the first step towards freedom. When we can see our translations for what they are, stories, not immutable truths, we open up the possibility of choice. This doesn't mean eliminating translations altogether. That's neither possible nor desirable. Our brains need these shortcuts to function efficiently. The goal, rather, is to make our translations more flexible, more conscious, and more aligned with our current reality and our deepest values. Cultivating awareness is the foundation of recognizing our habitual translations. Mindfulness serves as a powerful ally in this journey. Imagine taking a moment each day to simply be with your body, scanning from head to toe, noticing sensations without rushing to label them. As you breathe, watch how your mind wanders into interpretations, gently guiding it back to the simple act of inhaling and exhaling. When emotions arise, pause and explore the raw physical sensations before naming the feeling. Picture your thoughts as clouds in the sky, observing them drift by without getting caught up in their stories. This practice creates a vital gap between experience and interpretation, a space where choice becomes possible. Questioning your assumptions is the next step in unraveling habitual translations. Develop a friendly skepticism towards your own thoughts. Consider keeping a journal where you jot down your interpretations of events, then playfully challenge them. Become your own devil's advocate, arguing against your beliefs to uncover hidden assumptions. When strong reactions arise, dig deeper by asking yourself why, repeatedly, peeling back layers of interpretation. Seek concrete evidence for your beliefs and entertain alternative explanations. For every situation, challenge yourself to imagine at least 3 different interpretations. This mental flexibility weakens the hold of habitual translations. Seeking diverse perspectives is crucial in challenging our existing translations. Immerse yourself in books and articles from authors with different backgrounds and beliefs. Engage in respectful discussions with people who see the world differently. If possible, travel to places with unfamiliar cultures or explore them through documentaries and virtual experiences. Join groups where diverse opinions are welcomed and discussed. Practice stepping into others' shoes, genuinely trying to understand and articulate viewpoints you disagree with. This exposure to different ways of thinking helps reveal the arbitrary nature of many of our translations. Embracing discomfort is a vital part of growth. When you let go of familiar mental constructs, uncertainty often rushes in. Rather than immediately categorizing or judging this feeling, practice sitting with it. Gradually expose yourself to situations that challenge your habitual translations, observing your reactions without trying to change them. Strive to reframe these moments of discomfort as opportunities for growth and learning. This willingness to be uncomfortable is the soil from which new understandings can grow. Finally, actively practice new understandings of things. This isn't about forcing positivity, but about cultivating more helpful and flexible ways of interpreting your experiences. When faced with challenges, play with finding unexpected silver linings. Regularly reflect on things you're grateful for, nurturing a more appreciative perspective. Imagine how someone you admire might interpret a situation differently. When you catch yourself in negative thought patterns, experiment with more balanced views. Use positive statements to reinforce these new translations and visualize yourself responding to situations in new ways. Each time you practice these steps, you're laying down new neural pathways, slowly but surely reshaping your perception of reality. With patience and persistence, these new translations can become just as natural as your old ones, opening up a more expansive and intentional way of experiencing the world. As we conclude this exploration of habitual translations, we're left with a profound question. If so much of what we perceive as reality is actually a product of our habitual interpretations, how can we ever be sure we're seeing things clearly? This question leads us directly into our final part, where we'll confront the surprising lack of logic in our thought processes. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.